The tables of ellipses exercise is one that is going to help you get used to drawing ellipses. That is, doing so confidently to maintain a smooth, even shape, drawing them with different degrees, and developing overall accuracy and control. To start, we want to build a table. Grab a ruler or any kind of reliable straight edge and draw a border around the page as I'm doing here. Often students look to these first steps as busy work, and some of them have tried creating printable templates that they can whip off quickly, allowing them to jump straight into the ellipses themselves. Personally, I think there's some value in going through the setup process each time, and by using these templates, you miss the opportunity to calm your brain down and put yourself in the proper headspace for executing this exercise to the best of your ability. By having to take your time and position the ruler for each and every stroke, you're putting yourself in a slightly meditative state and pushing away every other concern. It really is a simple task. Take a ruler, draw a line. We know that if we rush this step, it'll come out sloppy. But if we take our time, the ruler guarantees everything will come out cleanly. It's that mindset and principle that will serve us well through the rest of this exercise and the course as a whole. Take your time, be patient, and be mindful of every action you take. Once the border is drawn, draw some lines across the width of the page, that is, the narrower span. You don't need to space these out evenly. In fact, try and put more space between some and less space between others. Variation will be useful for what we do later. Lastly, draw a single line down the center along the length of the page, splitting the table in two. The exercise itself is pretty straightforward. In each rectangular space of the table, draw the same kind of ellipse, starting from one side and working towards the other. As we draw these ellipses, we will have certain boundaries to work with, like the top and bottom edges, and sometimes the left or right edge, or the ellipse we drew previously. Try to keep your ellipse as tight and as snug against those boundaries as possible, aiming not to overshoot or undershoot and have them just touching. This is a lot harder than it seems, so you will make mistakes, as you can see me doing here. It's fine to make mistakes, but what matters is that you should be focusing on this as your goal and intent, rather than drawing ellipses randomly in the given space. Also, as you can see, I am drawing around each elliptical shape 2 full times before I lift my pen. This is something I want you to do for every single ellipse you draw throughout this course, and I'll explain why in a bit. And of course, make sure you're executing each and every ellipse, even the smaller ones, from your shoulder while using the ghosting method to help you maintain a confident stroke free from hesitation. As you get comfortable with this exercise, there's another variation you can try. Here I'm drawing a simple wavy line through the middle of one of the rectangular spaces. It breaks the space into uneven sections. Just like before, try to draw ellipses within these spaces. We still have boundaries to work with, but they're no longer straight and clean. In this variant, you don't necessarily have to draw the same kind of ellipse each time, just focus on keeping them snug and tight against one another. You can also do this with a straight diagonal line instead of a wavy one. As a whole, the focus of this exercise is to give yourself lots of different kinds of spaces in which to practice drawing your ellipses confidently and accurately. Once you're finished with the last rectangular space, you can find the little remaining gaps and holes and fill them in with a few more ellipses before calling the page done. Here's what it should look like when you're done. In the next video, we're going to take a look at some of the things that you should definitely keep in mind while doing this exercise.